All right. Hello, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are doing abs and upper body. This is going to be pretty much no equipment. The only equipment you need today is a pillow, and then I recommend getting some water as well. So we're going to start with our typical warm-up. Go ahead and get into your long runner's lunge. We're going to be as wide as possible, our back leg straight, our front leg bent, and then bending down, supporting our weight with our hand and our foot, threading underneath, and reaching up to the sky. We're going to do this 10 times. Also, until I get the music situation figured out, there won't be music playing. So if you want music, just put it on in your own home. One more. And we're going to switch our feet. So bring our right leg forward and thread our right arm underneath and twist up to the sky. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. Come down to a push-up. You can do assisted push-ups with your knees up, or your knees down, excuse me, and your feet up. Just make sure your weight is in your arms. Or you can do traditional push-ups. Just make sure your butt is down and your core is engaged. 10 push-ups. And lower down to your belly. Arms in front of you, hands in front of you. Take your left leg, kick it up to the sky. Reach it over and try to touch the floor. If you can't touch the floor, no worries at all. We're just gonna stretch out and wake up our low back. We'll do this 10 times on each side. If you want a little more of an upper body stretch while you do this, you can bring your arms down to a T and continue with your arms at a T. One more each side. And we're gonna flip to our back. Here we're going to do a little starfish. So lay all the way down, arms above your head. With this, just make sure we're not pushing our ribs up. We have our abs tight and our ribs down. They're nice and closed. We're going to kick our left leg up and touch with our right hand our ankle, or as close to your ankle as you can get. And then alternate legs back and forth. Make sure you're getting your shoulder off of the mat and then putting your shoulder back on the mat to reset to the next leg. Again, 10 on each side. Last one, and bring it up to a regular lunge position. So front feet are, front toes are facing the front of your mat. Back heel is off of the ground, and we are going to do just a straight lunge, coming straight down where both of our feet and knees are at 90 degrees. Make sure we're not going forward. This is a static lunge, so we're just going to keep going up and down 10 times. Last one. Switch your feet. And straight down. Keep your core pulled in tight for balance. All right, that is our warm up. Go ahead and grab a little water and grab your pillow. We're gonna do an ab circuit first, consisting of 3 separate moves. We're gonna do 12 of each, and then 3 rounds total. So our first move, we're gonna come down to the mat. We're going to adjust our hips so they're rolled underneath and our low back is pushing into the mat. Put your ribs down and your core engaged. We're going to hold the pillow up straight in front of us, 90 degrees. And we are going to flutter our legs up to kick the pillow. Make sure your core stays engaged and your low back stays imprinted into the ground. We're gonna do this 12 times on each leg, starting with your right leg. Kick, switch and kick. 2, 3, 4. Keep your toes pointed. Abs engaged. All right, first is down. Now go ahead and bend your knees so they're in tabletop. That pillow is gonna come right on top of your legs, on your shins. And we're going to reach our arms up. Again, we are not arching our back and our ribs are not coming up. We are closing our ribs and contracting our core all the way up from the pelvic floor up into your abs. So arms overhead, legs go out, bring it in, grab the pillow and switch. We're gonna do this back and forth. Take this nice and slow and controlled. Only let your legs go down as far as your back lets them. So if your back starts to arch off of the mat, don't bring your legs down so far. Don't forget to breathe. Your head is staying down for this move. If you want a little extra, you can crunch up from here and do everything in a full crunch. Two more. Last one. Bring it in. Bring it up to a seated position. We are gonna do core stabilization now. So here, you're gonna need to make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. You might have to pull your bum away a little bit. Feet up, planted into the top of your mat, knees bent like a triangle. Our pillow is gonna be right out in front of us. Our arms are gonna stay straight the entire time. We're gonna lean back slightly, making sure we're not leaning like this. You're staying nice and strong, core tight to protect that low back. And we're just gonna slowly rotate. Your body is gonna follow your arms. Keep this nice and slow and controlled. 12 total. On here for your breathing, as you twist, exhale. As you come towards the center, inhale. Today's abs are all about slow, controlled movement. Last one. And bring it up for a little bit of a forward fold. Just stretch out those hips a little. And that's our first round. We've got 2 more rounds to go. All right, roll it back. We have our large flutter kick. So kicking as long as you can. If this is hard for your back though, just keep your kicks here. Just make sure we're trying to kick the pillow each time. So our arms are straight out in front of us. Our core is tight, our ribs are down. And let's start our kicking. All right, pillow onto our shins. Hips pulled under, low back on the mat. Again, you can keep your head down, or we can crunch it up the entire time. Just make sure our ribs are closed and our abs are engaged. Reach out, switch, back in. Crunch it up if you want to crunch. Make sure your back is staying imprinted into the mat. You're halfway. Two more. And bring it up for our core stabilization. Again, make sure you're on your sit bones. Knees up. Chest out. Back neutral. Twist and follow that pillow. Keep it nice and slow and controlled. Watch your breathing. Make sure we're not leaning into that back. Last one. And butterfly your legs out and give yourself a little stretch. If you push your knees down with your elbows, it'll give you a little bit more of a stretch. Focus on your breathing. 2 more breaths. And reset for your 3rd round. Back down. Here you can do the same thing. If you want a little bit more, you can crunch it up the entire time. Just make sure your arms are up at 90 degrees.
So we're kicking all the way up. I want you to really try to kick that pillow. All right, legs long, core in, ribs engaged. Try to get it to where you can hear the kick of the pillow. Kick that pillow nice and hard. Get some of that pent up energy and anger, if you have any anger, out on that pillow. All right, onto the shins. Hips rolled under. Arms up high, ribs down, core engaged. Crunch it up if you want the extra. On this one, remember to keep it nice and controlled. Moderate pace here. Pay attention to that low back. If it starts to arch, just bring your legs up a little higher. If you're crunched up, make sure your chin is away from your chest. Keep a neutral neck, neutral spine. 3 more. Two more. Last one. Nice work. Bring it up. Core stabilization for the last round. Get up on that sit bone. You can bring your weight, your legs. You can bring your legs as wide as the mat for this last round. Having your feet on the corners. Bring it back just a little bit. Nice and slow. Really pay attention to that back. You want a little micro pause at each movement. Pay attention to your breathing. You got 4 more. Last one. And bring it in for a little hip stretch. Focus on your breathing. Just a few deep breaths here. Make sure your back is nice and straight. We're not hunched over for this one. All right, we can toss the pillow to the side. We're not going to need it till the end. And we're just going to warm up our wrists a little bit. Go ahead and circle your wrists one direction. We're going to spend a lot of our time on our wrists for this next round. Switch the directions. All right, start making a fist, close it nice and tight, and shoot your fingers out. Make that a little faster. From a T all the way up. Now we're gonna, like we have water on our fingers, we're gonna flick. Make sure you're really getting your wrists engaged here. Bring it back down. Your wrists and your hands should be feeling some warmth now. Go ahead and give it a little shake and come to tabletop. We're gonna start with our hands back towards us, palms on the ground. Full tabletop, core pulled in. We're just going to push weight into our wrists and come back. Couple more times. Keep those arms straight. Last one. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but I want your palms on the ground and your fingers facing you. Wrists underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to pull back until we feel a stretch in our wrist. Do this nice and slow so you can feel where the stretch comes in. You'll feel this all the way up your forearms. Only go as far as your body feels comfortable. You should feel a stretch, not any pain. You have a little pulse at the back. Last one, and we're gonna flip our hands over. So the back of our hands are on the mat, the palms are facing us. Bring your feet or your knees very close to your fingertips. Make sure the weight is in your lower body. You're only gonna put a little pressure into your hands because our wrists are pretty sensitive like this. So do a little rock back and forth, small movements here, only until you feel a stretch of your wrists. While you do this, I want you to open and close your hands. Keep your elbows rotated in. Keep your arms nice and straight. Again, the weight is not in your hands. The weight is in your knees. We're just putting a little bit of pressure in our wrists for some stretching and warming up. All right, put the weight all the way into your knees when you come up, and backs of our hands against the ground. And do the same thing, a little bit of pressure, not much, and open and close those hands. Keep those arms straight, those elbows turned in. Take this nice and easy. All right, come up, shake it out. We're going to put our hands, weight into our hands one more time, and your wrist should now feel a lot more stable for that weight in your hands. Just the last little double check to make sure our wrists are feeling good. All right, so we have 3 rounds, 3 movements for our first upper circuit. First circuit is on our forearm, side planks, and we're gonna dip our hip down. You can be up on your wrists if you want to. This is the hardest modification is here. You can move your top leg to the front. You can move your bottom leg down, or to spare our wrists, because we're gonna be on them a lot, you can come to your forearm. I want your weight to be pushed out of your shoulder, our chest nice and wide and open, and our hips stacked. We are going to dip down and push up. oblique dips here. You should really feel this in the side of your abs. Two more. Bring it down and switch sides. You guys can just turn around. Again, forearms to save our wrists. Hips stacked, chest open. Bring your weight up and dip it down. Push away from the floor with your forearm. We don't want our weight in our shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. 4 more. All right, second round. We are doing wide push-ups. I'm gonna do them this way at first so you can see. These are very hard to do unassisted, but if you're strong, go for it. Your knees don't have to be on the ground. Wide push-ups, our hands are gonna be all the way out here. So weight in our upper body, we're gonna push down. 12 total. Keep that abs pulled in. Keep your bum down. 2 more. And bring it up. Third round. Sit on your bum with your feet pointed. We're going to bend our arms so our fingertips are facing our bum. Our elbows are facing away from us, so you can bend this way to make sure your elbows are facing away. We are going to go up into a reverse plank, tricep dip, reverse plank. Your modification for this is up in a crab. So you can come to a crab, tricep dip, bring it up. Either way, that works for you. And do 12 total. Exhale as you come up. 2 more. And that is our first round. Hopefully your arms have some warmth in them now. Grab a little bit of water. Shake those arms out. And set up for your side plank dips. Whichever modification you are in is totally fine. Forearms up into your side plank. Push the hip up. Bring the hip down. Up, down. You want a little extra spice? Like Cap says, put your arm up to the sky. 4 more. Nice work. Switch your sides. Shoulder over top of the elbow. Make sure we're not out here. Up. And dip it down. Your arm can be here. Your hand can be here helping support you. Just make sure your weight is not in your hand or up to the sky. 3 more. Nice work. Back to our wide push-ups. Walk your hands out. We're nice and wide here. As wide as your hands go. And push it up. And 12. Bring it around. Reverse plank or crab, whichever position you want. Arms behind you, fingertips facing your bum. Feet pointed. Bring it up. Dip it down. It's a small movement here. Really isolating the triceps. This should be burning. 4 more. And shake those arms out. Grab a sip of water. Between every round, grab a sip of water. And last bit. Forearm planks. Side dip. Make sure we're pushing away from the mat. Elbow underneath your shoulder. Bring it up. Dip it down. And 12. Switch sides. 12 more on this side. Bring it up. Dip it down. Two more. Nice work. Wide push-ups. Again, we have our arms extremely wide. Our weight is pushed towards the front of our body and pushing it down. 12 total. And once you've hit 12, bring it down. Reverse plank or crab, whichever you would like. Elbows bent away from your body. If this is getting too much lifting, you can just come down sitting on your bum. Make sure you're pushing with your palms for this movement. All right, we got 12 total, whichever modification you want. Keep those toes pointed if you're in reverse plank. Two more. And whew, hopefully your arms are burning like mine are. Shake it out, grab some water. Next, we are going to do 1 minute straight of cardio. Cardio is your choice. You can do jumping jacks with me. You can do burpees. You can do high knees. You can do jumping squats. You can do mountain climbers. Do whatever you want. Just as long as you're going fast and your heart rate's getting up. So 1 minute total. Cardio, go. Make sure you're breathing. Deep breaths in. Deep exhales out. Try your best not to stop for this entire minute. You're over halfway. We're getting our heart rate up. And then back to our second circuit of arms. 5 more seconds. And done. Grab some water. All right, next, we're gonna side plank again, but we are gonna thread our hands underneath our body. Then we are going to do another variation of push-ups. Then we are going to need our pillow again. So, first, again, you have the option of being here. You have the option of being here. We can be here, or you can be on your forearms. Whatever you want, just make sure your wrist is underneath your shoulder. Take our top arm, thread it underneath, and bring it up to the sky. My wrist is not quite in position. Okay. 12 total. Thread underneath, and then make sure you're going all the way up to the sky, opening up our chest, stacking our hips, keeping our core nice and tight. Three more. And switch sides. Fingertips facing the top of the mat. Whichever plank position you want, right here is totally fine too. Just make sure you're getting your full twists in. And we're doing 12 total per side. Bring it up to your side plank. Switch it under. Core nice and tight for that balance. Keep your gaze following your hand. Keep pushing the mat away from you. Hips pushing up towards the sky. 4 more. And next we are gonna do chaturanga push-ups or tricep push-ups. Hands are gonna be underneath our shoulders. We're not gonna bend this way, we're going to bend this way. So, extremely hard to do unassisted, but if you can do it unassisted, go for it. Unassisted means not on your knees. So get your hands right underneath where your shoulders are going to be. Push your weight into your arms, feet down to the mat. So our shins, our knees, and our tops of our feet are on the mat. We're going to come down to 90 degrees and push it up. 12 total. Keep those elbows next to your body. Whew, those are hard, even assisted. Next, you get a little bit of a break for your body as we're gonna lay down. But only for a second because this is gonna be a full sit-up each time. So what we're gonna do, arms are gonna be holding the pillow. We're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra. So you can see my low back touches first, then my mid back, then the top of my shoulders. We are not coming down like this. So we're gonna come down, arms overhead, keep those ribs closed. We're not like this, the ribs are closed. Bring it back up, 90 degrees. Keep those 90 degrees and touch the pillow to the floor, back to 90 degrees, up to the sky, and sit it up. All right, that's your movement. Follow me nice and slow. Bring it down, overhead, ribs closed. Stop in front of your face, 90 degrees, touch the floor, 90 degrees, up to the sky, sit it up. If the sit-up is too hard, don't sit up, just do a crunch. Ribs closed, overhead. I want you to be pushing against the pillow the whole time, squeezing the pillow with your hands. So our elbows stay parallel to each other, nice and flexed the entire time. If you keep pushing against the pillow, it activates your entire arm. Overhead, back up, 90 degrees, touch the floor, back up, and our sit up. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that pillow nice and squeezed. Keep those arms activated. Ribs closed. It's really hard when our arms go over our head to keep our ribs closed, but make sure you're focusing on those ribs staying closed and those abs nice and tight. By the end of this, you'll never know a pillow could weigh so much. Make sure you're at 90 degrees for this bend and back up. Really isolating the triceps for this movement. Keep your breath under control. Touch the floor. Watch those ribs. Now with your sit-up, I want you to push the pillow towards your toes and bring it back down. You're halfway. Now we're adding in a little bit of an extra stretch at the top of our sit-up. Nice and slow and controlled. Keep pushing against that pillow. Exhale to come up, reach, and bring it back down. Ribs down, core engaged. Find your breath. We've got 4 more. $90. Touch the floor. Bring it up. 1 more. It helps to keep your ribs down. If when we are doing extensions, we exhale. Because with exhales, we're pushing our ribs down. All right. Hopefully you're feeling your arms. That is round 1. Again, we grab water between our rounds. Into your side plank. Thread it through. Exhale to go under. Inhale to come up. Four more. And bring it down. Switch your sides. Bring it up. Whichever plank works for you. Exhale to go under. Inhale to come up. You'll see one side is a little easier than your other. No problem. Take it slower or modify if you need to. Four more. And tricep push-ups or chaturanga push-ups if you can do your full chaturanga push-up. Arms, hands are shoulder width apart. Weight is pushing up to our upper body. Core is in 90 degrees or as close to 90 degrees as you can get. Halfway. Two more. And grab that pillow. All right, up on your sit bones. Arms out in front of you. Remember, we are getting a little push to the pillow. So instead of just arms even and relaxed, our arms are active and engaged the entire time. So arms up, engage, Roll it down. Exhale to come over your head. That'll help your ribs stay down. Roll it up, reach it, bring it down. Exhale to come up. Inhale to roll down. Exhale overhead. Oh, I did that a little weird. Focus on your core and on your ribs. Zip up your pelvic floor. Reach. Keep pressure against that pillow. Active arms. '90 degrees. Touch the floor. Exhale it up. You're over halfway. Active arms. Active core. Two more. Last one. Set that pillow down. Shake those arms out. One sip of water. And then the last round. All right, up into whichever plank form you want to be in. Thread it through. Last one. Bring it down. Alternate your sides. Up to your plank, thread it through. Last one. Bring it down. Tricep push-ups or chaturanga push-ups, if you can do them. Pushing our weight into our arms, down 90 degrees. Halfway. Two more. And flip it over onto your bum. Grab your pillow. Again, activate those arms. Squeezing that pillow. Roll it down. Keep an eye on those ribs. Keep your core pulled in from your pelvic floor all the way up to your ribs. Roll it down. Use your breath to help you here. Reach. Keep that pillow. Squeeze those arms activated. You're halfway. Squeeze that pillow. Squeeze that core. You got 4 more. 90 degrees. Bring it up. One more. All right. Put that pillow to the side. You got 1 minute. Cardio of your choice, non-stop, 1 minute. Then we are going to stretch, and you have options to join us for a 5-minute meditation after this. Last minute of work. Stay strong. Focus on your breath. You're halfway. Find your breath. 5 more seconds. Stay strong all the way to the end. And your exertion point of this workout is done. Bring it down to your mat. We're gonna do a few cat-cows. And some arm stretches before our meditation. So we're gonna come to tabletop. We're gonna inhale, arch the back, shine the heart forward. Exhale, hollow out the back. Push that spine away from you. Inhale, shine forward. Exhale, into cat. Follow this at your own breath. You got 6 more. Last one. Now bring your knees just a little bit wider. Take your right hand, thread it underneath, touch your shoulder and your ear to the mat, and stretch out your left arm above you. Give ourselves a little shoulder stretch here. Breathe into the pose. Nice and deep breaths. Two more breaths. And bring it up. Switch your arms. Thread underneath. Elbow and ear to the mat. Right arm up to the top of the mat. And feel that stretch. Breathe into it. Last breath. And bring it to your stomach. Put your arms out to a T. Keep your left arm on the floor. Push up with your right arm and roll your body over just enough to where you feel the stretch in your shoulder. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. You can also do this against the wall. The more you rock your hips backwards, the more you will feel this stretch. Just a few more breaths here. And roll it over and switch sides. You'll notice one arm might be a little more open than the other. Just adjust your arm to where you feel the stretch. Just a couple more breaths. And back to your stomach. Curl your toes onto your forearms. Bring it up into your dolphin and try to walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands. Push the mat away. If this is a little too much for your shoulders, come up to down dog. If your heels don't touch the mat, don't worry. Push that mat away from you. Few deep breaths here. Really push that mat away. Stretch those shoulders. Last one. And you can do this standing or kneeling, whatever is easiest for you. Bring your arms out to a T. Grab your left elbow with your right arm or underneath your elbow and give your arm a stretch across your body. You should feel the stretch into your shoulder. Rock your head side to side. Add a little bit of neck stretch in here. Now grab your elbow over your head. Walk those fingers down between your shoulder blades. Gently pull to stretch that tricep that got a lot of work today. Just a few breaths here. Two more breaths. And we're gonna clasp our hands behind our back. Reach and kind of cradle your bum with your hands like this and pull your scapulas, your shoulder blades close to each other. Stretch the front of those shoulders. And switch sides. Crossed our body. Circle your neck. Couple more breaths. And over our head. Walk those fingertips down in between your shoulder blades. Give a little bit of tug on your elbow to stretch out those triceps. Two more breaths. And clasp our hands behind our back. Pull those shoulder blades nice and close together. Push out that chest and really feel that stretch through the top of our shoulders, the front of our shoulders, even the top of our back. All right, arms up to a T. Left arm underneath your right arm. See if you can get your hands in an eagle. So we're gonna rotate, putting our palms together, and then push your arms together. So you really feel, see if we can show this, regular push, push. So you can really feel that stretch. Couple more breaths. Unwind, and right arm underneath left arm. This arm's always harder for me to do it. And push away with those shoulders. Few breaths here. Couple more breaths. And stretch it out. We have the option now to join for a 5-minute meditation if you would like. If you are signing off, thank you so much for joining today. I hope your arms and your upper body and your abs are really feeling the work today. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. We're going to do a quick 5-minute meditation for anyone who still wants to join.
Welcome to this 5-minute guided body scan. Start by sitting comfortably with a straight back and close your eyes.
You can be in Savasana if you'd like.
Rest your hands gently on your knees or cup them softly in your lap. Relax your neck and shoulders. And as you become still, bring your attention to the breath. A calming breath, a soothing breath, a breath that connects the mind and body. Notice how it draws into your body and as it leaves your body. And now we'll begin scanning the body. So bring your attention to your head, feeling into your scalp, forehead, and face. You might notice tingling or tension, throbbing or soft vibrations. And if you don't notice anything, don't worry. All that matters is you experience whatever is there. And now lower your focus to the neck, letting the throat and sides and back of the neck soften. And if you notice any tension, see if you can allow it to relax. Now bring your attention to the shoulders, noticing what's here. Whatever you observe is perfectly fine. Bring your attention to your arms and hands, observing any sensations that arise on the surface of the skin or deeper within. Inhale and exhale, softening this entire area. To the chest and torso. Notice how the lungs expand and contract. Expand. Drop your attention to your abdomen. Notice it filling up with air. And then on the exhale, slowly. And now scan your back and experience whatever's there. There's no right or wrong, but if you notice any intensity, try directing the breath into those areas to help them soften. Then bring your attention to your pelvis and hips. Notice where you make contact with your chin. And scan your legs, circling your attention gently around your thighs, knees, shins, and calves. And all the way to your feet and your toes. Settle into the stillness that comes from paying attention to your body. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your attention back to the room and open your eyes. Enjoy this relaxed, peaceful state and take it with you into your day.
All right. Slowly bring your body back up. Come to an easy seated position. Roll your shoulders forwards and backwards. Thank yourself for giving yourself time to work out today, to focus on your body today, to just appreciate yourself. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a nice workout and you felt some burn. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. We have lower body focus on Thursday and then a full body high intensity interval training on Saturday. The schedule is in the chat if you would like to join in on those. Otherwise, have a great day. Namaste, everyone.